Coming up, Valdosta State University students gather together for a protest on campus.
And a man will be facing assault charges after hitting a police officer with his moped.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Allison Thorpe.
And I'm Brittany Williams. Yesterday, many Valdosta State University students joined together to protest the recent decision in Ferguson, Missouri. The students expressed their anger and disappointment that followed the grand jury decision to not indict Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson in the shooting of Michael Brown on November 25th. Since the decision, protests have taken place all over the country, and the protest on VSU's campus was very peaceful, and many students covered their mouths with black tape.
Criminals seem to be taking ever more creative measures nowadays to flee crime scenes. News reporter Lenika Alexander has this example.
A Valdosta man faces felony aggravated assault charges after hitting a police officer with his motorized scooter Saturday night. 25-year-old Brandon Williams is charged with aggravated assault charges stemming from the incident that occurred approximately 10:30 p.m. on the 2500 block of Forest Wood Drive, according to Valdosta Police Department reports. Officers initially responded to the area in reference to a domestic dispute. A man allegedly tried to leave the scene on a motorized scooter after officers arrived. The reporting officer told the man to stop, but the man continued forward on his scooter, intentionally hitting the officer with his motorized scooter. The officer was not injured in this incident, and Williams is now being held in the Lowndes County Jail. For News Valdosta, I'm Lenika Alexander.
Lowndes County's Emergency Management Director Ashley Ty is encouraging people to start preparing for winter weather. Ty believes residents should have a plan for what they and their family will do during a disaster. If you know you're going to be driving to or through an area that could get snow or ice, make sure to pack food, water, blankets, and an emergency roadside kit. For more information on how to prepare for potential hazardous weather this winter, visit the Ready Georgia website.
The holiday season is here, which means many of our college students will be leaving town for their semester break. This week, I was able to get some tips on how students can keep their belongings safe as they leave their homes for the holidays. With the holiday season right around the corner and many college students leaving for the semester break, it does put a big target on college housing. What precautions must students take in order to not be a victim of burglary during the holidays? 'Tis the season for the fall semester to come to an end for college students, which means a lot of student apartments will be left unattended as they leave for town, making it an open playing field for burglaries. But is this a concern for the students?
I am going to be leaving for the holidays, but as far as the burglaries, I'm not too worried about them. I feel like my neighborhood is pretty safe, so I just keep the doors locked and everything should be good.
Although there are some students who believe in the security systems of their student complexes, others are not as trusting.
Yeah, sometimes I think about burglaries, I'm real cautious about my stuff, and I don't really know who's around here, so I'm really cautious about burglaries, and I'm a little scared.
There's no way to completely stop home invasion over the holidays, but Lieutenant Aaron Kirk does give traveling students a couple tips before leaving.
If they're going to leave town, they need to make sure, lock everything up, make sure that if they have deadbolts, they need to use those. If they have a ability to have an alarm system, that would be good because that's something that can be monitored.
Some students have expressed their concerns for leaving their homes unattended for the holidays, but with tips such as not reporting your trip on social media, as well as keeping your doors locked and having someone to return to your home and see if everything is okay, can leave your belongings in more of a secure area. With News Valdosta, I'm Brittany Williams.
When we come back, we'll tell you about an upcoming visit to Valdosta by a former president.
And we'll also take a look into the health of our small business community. Stay with us.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
What will you find at Valdosta State University?
Challenging academics.
Innovative hands-on experience. Over 100 fields of study.
Engagement in a vibrant community.
Caring mentors and friends. Service and leadership opportunities.
Championship athletics.
The full university experience.
At Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Former President George W. Bush is expected to spend a few hours this week in Valdosta. Bush will be the keynote speaker Thursday night for Georgia Christian School's annual benefit dinner. The 43rd president is also scheduled for a book signing that afternoon for active duty and retired military personnel at Moody Air Force Base. The book signing is not open to the general public, and Moody has not announced a time for this event. The Moody visit will be a return to where Bush served in the Air National Guard.
The Morning Star Baptist Church is having Guns for Bible Exchange Project scheduled Saturday morning from 9 to 3 at the Southside Recreational Center. The project is designed to help take guns off of the streets. The guns can include firearms and ammunition no longer needed and unwanted firearms that belong to a deceased relative. People who have anxieties about having weapons in a home are also encouraged to turn their guns in. To protect organizers, a runner will immediately take each gun to the Valdosta Police Department. At the police station, the guns will not be tested for ballistics or fingerprints. Those turning in guns will receive a family Bible.
The Valdosta Fire Department is in the process of training new firefighters. The department opened its doors and offered a look at one of many tests our fighters engage in. Reporter Mark Mungel has more.
The Valdosta Fire Department hosted a physical agility test several weeks ago to give candidates of the up-and-coming firefighters a chance to really show what they can do. The testing that was administered included a rescue drag that involved a human-sized mannequin that had to be dragged across a certain distance in a given amount of time. Another task that the candidates were asked to complete was the aerial ladder climb, which, if you were afraid of heights, is not the easiest of tasks. You were given 10 minutes to complete the climb. Other obstacles included the fire hose carry, which involved a heavy, water-filled hose that some say was the hardest of challenges. The high-rise hose hoist, which tested your speed, delivering and retrieving a water hose from a high obstacle, then continue to run it down the stairs. But what made these candidates want to step up and try all of these tests?
It's just a great opportunity to come try to be a firefighter. It's always been a dream of mine. Figured I'd come on out to the great city of Valdosta to try it out.
The candidates came from all across the state, and Fire Chief Freddie Broom seemed to like the effort that they were showing.
We've been extremely impressed with every applicant that has showed up today. They're showing the potential that it's going to take to be successful to make it through our fire recruit school.
The Valdosta Fire Department chose several candidates from this physical agility test for actual firefighter training. Tomorrow, I hope to give you a look at some of the things that they have been doing to become Valdosta firefighters. For News Valdosta, I'm Mark Mungel.
Even though mega stores might provide all we need in one trip, we shouldn't forget about the small businesses in our community. Erin Ellis has more on this story.
According to Forbes, small businesses have generated over 65% of new jobs since 1995 and are more likely to give back to the community than big businesses.
I think it's great that we have large businesses that come in and build big centers, but there's nothing like a small business, and small business believes in quality. And we are very conscious of doing things for our customers. We put that right on top.
Small businesses produce one-of-a-kind quality items, increase tax revenue, and furthers the community's identity. We don't have to wait for a Small Business Saturday or First Fridays to support our small businesses year-round.
It's just a way of giving back. It all comes around. There's, a study out that says, 68% of the money that you spend in a small business goes back into the community, whether it's creating jobs or given to local fundraisers and such.
And it goes to show that if we continue to support local businesses, we will further the enrichment of our community. With News Valdosta, I'm Erin Ellis.
The Valdosta Lowndes County Parks and Recreation Authority Board's Finance Committee met today at 4 p.m. at the VLPRA Administration Office to discuss upcoming budgeting and financial planning for the end of the year and New Year budgets. The regular meeting of the Parks and Recreation Authority Board is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. on December 10th, also held at the Administration Office located at 1901 North Forest Street.
When we come back, we'll have Robin Carter with our local weather report, so stay with us.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero oír. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero oír. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
DMC, liking your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs. Just keeping it real.
Louder! Louder! I'm gonna get my GED! Come on! Get your GED! Keep it down, brother.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather. Robin, what's the forecast?
Well, it seems we will have our fall weather as we got a bit of a surprise this week as the cold weather we had last week warmed up a bit for some nice sunny skies and cool breezes so far. Today's high is set at an impressive 77 degrees with a real feel of 75. The wind factor will be at 9 miles per hour, so a light jacket will be perfect throughout the day. You might want to add a scarf to your wardrobe tonight as the weather drops to a low of 53 degrees with a real feel of 54. With partly cloudy skies, you can enjoy a nice fall night. Tomorrow's weather will be a mirror of what we see today, with the high being 77 degrees with sunny skies and the low set at 54 degrees. The UV index will be at a low level of 3 on the 12-point scale, but those of you who burn easily should protect your skin with a UV protectant just in case, especially now that we are having a bit of warmer weather. If you are going to be in the sun for more than 10 minutes, use a protectant with a SPF of at least 7. The pollen count is at a low level of 1.0, with the predominant pollens being ragweed and juniper. So for you allergy sufferers, you will have a break from sneezing today to enjoy the nice weather we are having. That's all I have today. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Robin. When we come back, we'll look at sports with Quenisha Claiborne, so stay with us. Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Quenisha Claiborne for our local sports. Quenisha?
After a season full of picking off passes, Valdosta High's Josh Norwood now has his hands on some individual region hardware, a trophy. Norwood was named the league's co-defensive player of the year with Colquitt County's star linebacker Bull Barge. Norwood made 6 interceptions on the season, leading the Wildcats defense. In addition to Norwood, who is committed to Ohio State, the VHS defensive had 4 players who also were named all-region first-team defensive linemen. Julian Frazier, linebackers Todd Bradley and Terrell Roundtree, and defensive back Trey Barnett. Valdosta State forced 5 turnovers as the Blazers upset third-ranked Lenoir-Rhyme and Moores Stadium Saturday afternoon. The Blazers finished 23-21 in the second round of the NCAA Division II football playoffs. With the win, Valdosta State improved to an overall record of 10-2 on the season and advances to the Super Region II championship game. The last meeting for the West Georgia against the Blazers resulted in a 40-6 loss for the Peach Basket. At the time, West Georgia was undefeated, but that didn't stop the Black Swarm. Valdosta State will host West Georgia in the 3rd round of the NCAA Division II football playoffs this Saturday, December 6th. Kickoff for the game will be at noon. Valdosta State women's basketball team struggled to make anything Saturday at the complex. The end result for a win for the VSU team against Weber International with a score of 56-53. The Blazers shot just 28.3% against the Warriors to close out their non-conference slate. The Blazers are 4-2 and begin the 22-game Gulf South Conference grind Thursday at North Alabama. And that's all I have for you guys in sports. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Quenisha. When we come back, we'll tell you about how your recycling efforts benefit the county.
And we'll take a look into our midterm election results. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
With the Christmas holiday approaching, new electronics will be bought and the old electronics may be thrown away. But what are the advantages when electronics are recycled? Reporter Matt Tanga has more.
Keep Lounge Valdosta Beautiful is still encouraging the community to have their electronics recycled due to the benefits it has on our environment.
We are examples to the world that we want to take care of the earth. If we just make a big mess of things by just throwing our used equipment wherever we care to put it, then people look at us and say, as members of residents of Valdosta, members of Azalea City Women's Club, or whatever, we should be the example to the people that we recycle everything that's possible to recycle to care for our earth.
With over 200 volunteers, Keep Lounge Valdosta Beautiful has collected 250.5 tons of electronics. The Public Works Director goes into further detail on the main goal for recycling electronics.
Well, the key point is to make sure that we dispose of all items properly, to put these items aside, don't throw them in the garbage, keep them, hold on to them until when events like this occur, bring them out and we're happily to dispose of them properly.
For more information on recycling or upcoming events for Keep Lounge Valdosta Beautiful, you can visit their website at klvb.net. For News Valdosta, I'm Matt Tenga.
With midterm elections over for the year, we've seen changes in our government leaders. As we prepare for a new year, we're ready to see just exactly what is to come for Valdosta. News Valdosta reporter Tevin Williams has this story.
Another November election has come and passed, and midterm elections have moved around everyone from the state, local, and federal government officials. Many issues are being brought to mind, such as education and taxes, but are these issues being brought to our officials? Many people want to know these things, and what's important to them should be important to our congressmen. I had the chance to sit down and get a special interview with Senator Ellis Black, and here's my 2014 election coverage. The 2014 elections, we have seen some major progress and also some changes in our officials. The county commissioner has been newly elected for District 6, and also the House of Representatives rep, Mr. Ellis Black, has moved up to state senator. With those changes, Senator Black has explained that some of our close-to-home places are the biggest issues in the Senate.
For this area, the ones that I've worked on the most has been funding for VSU and the Technical College. These industries both are big economic drivers for the whole area. To say nothing about just the importance of the education for our young people. And it consumes a great deal of our time and effort up there, keeping this institution and keeping it well funded, and also working to protect our funding for K-12.
Many people are concerned with what is exactly going to happen in the near future for the city of Valdosta, but also at the national level. The future of not only this city, but also this nation lies in the hands of future educators, doctors, and leaders of our country. With elections passed, we will see just exactly what is to happen with our legislation at the federal and local level. For News Valdosta, I'm Tevin Williams.
Well, that's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta, and I'm Brittany Williams.
And I'm Allison Thorpe. We'll see you again tomorrow.